always go when I need you the most. You always go when I need you the most. You go.
Let's go, baby. Let's bring it. Can we hold 65, 66-4? Looking for a short squeeze, baby. Can we get it? Hand on the mic, baby. Hand on the mouse. Eyes on the charts, baby. Let's go. Let's get ready to fly. Let's hit it. Shout out to everybody here Monday morning with the Crypto Lifer. Let's start a trading week, baby. Let's go. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on it. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. My last name is Price. I was born to trade. Let's take a look. We got 66,500 waiting for us with a big chunko liquidio. Let me bring this window over here so I stop looking over there. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Got my Bitcoin tie on today, representing. You know how we do. I believe enough to wear that Bitcoin logo on my chest, baby. Let's go. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Lost my first trade this morning. They got me, but I'm back in. Even though it's Monday, I shouldn't be. Shouldn't be playing this game with them on Monday, but they spiked it up so hard. You know, but right here, see this? We started the morning. Anyway, we'll break it down for you and show you what I saw. Last night, price action was here. Where's my little rewind tool? Right here. I love this tool. So last night we got the pump. I said, let's draw this. I said, we're not going anywhere till we hit the 21-day moving average. I said, then we're going to get a pump. I said, you could be heavy risk and get a buy-in above the 200 if you want. Stop loss maybe below this area. But for the most part, it's that 21. And we waited and waited. I said, it's probably going to happen around 6:30 in the morning. I said, be up early. And did I hold my word? I was up dang early this morning because I saw something in the charts. And dang, I woke up so early to take advantage. It got stopped out. That's okay. There I am, 6:29. Never, I never even moved the projection. So we just drew this, went to sleep. And we woke up. It was basically exactly what we were looking for. And right here, I put out a call right there. You see it? I didn't move the projection. They did end up hunting that down. I don't know if that got stopped out. 64.6 may not have got stopped out. I was a little too close to the bone. I was going a little for a harder scalp there. So anyway, let's play this out and see what happens. So we went sideways, as you can see. Tapped that 200 moving average. Got very tight. And now we're off the 21 again. And when the 21's above the 200 and we consolidate, it tells me there's a good chance of a bounce. And now this could be a bigger story here with maybe a couple more hours of consolidation. We might just be making, let me move this down here. We might just be making somewhat of a shoulder, a head, right shoulder. We're going to look at the bigger picture and how we're setting up for the monthly because that was a beautiful pump. If you're in my trading group this weekend, we nailed it. Shout out to everybody. We went over all about it. Sam was dreaming about the Fruit of the Loop show. What the? Shout out to Vegas. God bless you, man. Thank you for being here. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping into the live stream and being absolutely amazing. So we're looking for some type of inverted head and shoulder. So the morning started, it looked kind of like a double bottom, no? Off the 200, we were green. But I said, watch out. We might make a right shoulder there. We did. We dumped. They got the shorts, the short. I halted. I said, no way. But I can't stop. I can't. Like when I see the 21 above the 200, I have to long it. I don't have a choice. I'm a bot with it. I have no emotions when I do it. So it means I can do it whenever I got to. This tells me we could get higher for a move. Let me get rid of this. Too much sauce on the screen there. Going to 67. 200. Where's that area we keep talking about? People will bring it up all the time. 67, 200. A little bit of bear div here. This swung down while that swung up. Felt like we bit it, but can we stay above the 200 moving average? Question is, and we're in a bit of a rough patch. It is Monday. A lot of up and down. Oh, wow. We just came down so hard, so fast. The volatility today, my friends, has been absolute absurdity. Look, now we're back up. So now I don't want to risk a lot here after a nice weekend. And we came up pretty big in the last couple days, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm in a live trade here on weeks. Very risky with a stop below this wick here on the 1 hour time frame. Below the 200 moving average, using that catalyst and some supportive resistance here. I'm looking for that bounce to hold me down. We'll see. It is a false move Monday. Anything can happen. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture. See what's happening. Shout out to my loyal lifers. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for an amazing stream last night. A lot of people talked about how much they learned, how many life-changing things that they figured out being inside the trading group. And thank you so much. It's a group effort. I made the group, but everyone together creates a beautiful place to be. And I'm just so blessed and so excited. So thank you so much for everyone jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. And let's continue this move to the upside over here, to the upside. And God bless everyone here on the live. We appreciate you guys more than you would ever know. And we thank you so much for jumping on in and being a part of the Lifer live stream. I say it every day and I mean it with all my heart that, thank you for your most precious asset, which is your time. Okay. And God bless you so much. I appreciate that. So let's zoom out. Let's delete it all. See if we get the same vibes here from this monthly chart as we kind of started. So beautiful monthly chart. I've been drawing this out for days now. Even if you had 2 more months, 3 more months of just a downward price action to 51,000, it would mean nothing in the grand scheme of this structure. It would just be this little dip right here. Just a little bit. But we've already had the bull div that this gave us. And bull, you know what I mean? I mean, you see it here. I mean, this is actually, I feel like it did have, you see, the monthly will never give you a bull dip, but this flattened out. We're so low on the stochastic RSI. Yeah, we may have been halfway through it. And I said we may go sideways, dip up, and I don't see us really actually getting out till November 1st. November 1st, and it should be really the 5th because we should dump at the beginning of November if we want a strong monthly candle. So fine, we dump, we reverse. But somewhere around basically the 8th or the 9th of November, we start to come up. And to me, I'm sniffing out a bottom in that area. Now, why that date? It's just the 396 days from start to finish like this one. It lines up. And when I make my inverted head and shoulder that I'm, basically looking for, kind of curves out here around November 1st. That's where I expect the dip, the bounce back. And I expect this right shoulder to begin to form here around that time. And again, that's, I may be completely wrong here. This is what I'm speculating on. Let's see if but so far, no reason not to believe this can happen. And the monthly chart is looking pretty good to me. So I'm here doing my thing. And if my TA was like everybody else's, what would be the point, right? So you got to be creative, different. out here in the TA land. I don't watch anyone else's technical analysis. All summer I spent with my kids and my family and my friends, the waters, the beaches. I really had an amazing 2 months here in New England. I got myself out of the, you know what I mean, in a zone. I'm leaving here in 4 days. I'm freaking out because I'm going to miss my sisters. So I'm close to my sisters. And after my parents died, being near them makes me feel like I can help them, protect them, be around them. Like there's just there's a brotherly feeling there. Leaving them makes me feel kind of strange. Like I'm leaving them. Like I need to be there for them. I just miss them, man. They're my sisters. So I love them with all my heart. I love them like my daughter. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. God wanted so many women in my life. I grew up, I had a twin sister. So I had this direct connection to a girl early, like my twin sister, you know? And my mom was beautiful and special. And I had an older sister who was so kind and nice to me. So 3 women that were super awesome and nice. You know, my best friend's sister, my mom, and my older sister, like, right off the bat, I developed those relationships. And then I have 3 daughters and my wife now at home. I'm with 4 women now, you know. And then when we all get together, I'm with my sisters, my daughters, and my wife. It's just great. You know what I mean? And it's just a blessing, though. So I just want to say thank you to God for everything he's given me. And thank you to everybody here on the stream. And may you all be blessed as much as I have with family and friends and the connection to human nature. Because human nature, you know, we are part of nature. But being with other humans really gives you an amazing feeling. The 2-week chart, let's get back into the break, you know, what we're talking about here. But I just love to put, you know, little bursts of light, life, love, light, and happiness throughout the stream to make everybody just kind of get that vibe, create that frequency. So look, you can see there's bull div here, strong on the 2-week. That comes once. The last time we had it was right here. It's 4 years ago, folks. Like, this is a very rare occurrence. Buying Bitcoin here, to me, tells me it's a must-have. And then, again, and I'm not a financial advisor. You're going to have to figure this out for yourself. It's going to have to fit your trading style. For me, it's a must. It's a go-go. You know, and the fear and greed was in this shaded region at 5, folks. At 5. 5. And then we had 8. You know what I mean? And you could just tell that was the area there. For me, both those times were buy zones, both dips. But we'll see. I mean, maybe it doesn't work out for us. Maybe this doesn't, you know, 64,968. Bitcoin already kind of struggling right now as the morning comes out. Look at that. Going right back to the head and shoulder dump. Coming back possibly for that low yet again. Wow, nasty Monday. It tells me every time I challenge a Monday, I should just leave Mondays alone. There's my model, though. I'm kind of proud of myself. I trade my model no matter what. That was the model. This thing could have went on a massive pen, and maybe it does. Watch the rip me out again and go on a massive dump. That's when you know to just chill. Even I get hit, and even I take a day. You know, today wasn't my day, or yesterday, you know, whatever the day. All you got to do is just not trade, take a deep breath, come back in the 8 to 10 hours, even tonight or tomorrow. You're going to feel differently about everything if you give it some time. If you trade right after a loss, it's usually not the best idea. And everyone tells you this, but people have to learn it the hard way. I do not know why. And we're going to go over the top 5 best trading habits at 11 o'clock today. Okay? Top 5 best trading habits at 11 o'clock today. Things that, you know, really could help you in your journey. Now, one thing you want to think about when you're trading is the bigger time frames. Because a lot of people get caught up in the smaller ones, and that's why we do the weekly and, you know, the bigger weekly analysis video every Friday. Watch that video. It's going to help you see market in a bigger, you know, in a wider perspective. All right. You're really going to be able to nail it. Anyway, let's break it down. Let's keep doing what we're doing here. So the weekly looks good to me. It's got to stay above the 200 moving average. As good as it looks, it's got to stay above the 200. All right, that's the most important thing in my humble list of opinions. Remember, 11 o'clock, top 5, juicy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be juicy. I'm excited. I sit down and I really curate a moment here where we can kind of, you know, focus on best habits. Especially on a Monday as we get ready for the week ahead. We're going to look at what's happening. We got Kevin Warsh this week. We got Fed, you know, and then we get a month off and back to September, if I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we do get that month off in August. I always remember that. And then we get back into the Fed meetings in September. You know, this could go either way still on the 5-day chart. You know, we're not out the water just yet, but I do see it as a shoulder, head, right shoulder. I see this as a cup and handle. So far, so good. I like the close that we got on that 3-day. Not that one, but we fought back hard with a green push to the upside, showing really strong support off this point of control at 64,105. All I got to say is we're just kind of still inside limbo here in the 3-day. This isn't 100% 50 bullish pattern. It is a pattern that can go either way. I feel like we would either come down to this trend line or we double bottom possibly. I'd love to see even just a dip in my right shoulder would be safe, you know. And then here we are on the daily. We got this pump to the upside. The daily dumped a little bit, and it's okay. We still have till the end of today to find out if this candle flips green. And I show you, like, there's not a lot more. So if it flips green, then where do you go? You know, then the next candle is kind of stuck. And I wouldn't be surprised because August is usually a tough month. And coming out of, if July doesn't deliver like a rip, which it looks like it may not, it might kind of, we might end the month in just kind of a lackluster sideways move. We look for this behavior here, you know, and that could take some time. The old shift that goes sideways with the plus sign illuminated there. You're going to give, that could be 12 days of just complete chops. So get ready. I mean, we had some, we went up hard nice after a bounce. We were able to nail that. Remember, I'm good at these bottoms. Then we got this bounce. We even took this bounce recently. Remember, I sold the top yesterday. That's what you got to do. Got to be able to pay the trader. Look at that, man. They got it again. Anyway, and then watch this thing still boom. It's still kind of playing with a possible bullish move here. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I get it. Lower, high. Damn, that was crazy what they did. Whatever the price did. And watch this thing close below the 200. 31 minutes. We would end up challenging back somewhere into this divergence area or here. 64.5. Anyway, we'll look at that. So to me, the daily got to close green. Otherwise, it's beginning what looks to me could be a shoulder, head, right shoulder, and a move somewhere back into the pit here, right? And you get rejected by, or you lose that POC. You lose this trend line. We'll get like a bear flag on the 15-minute. We'll lose the 200 on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, certain time frames will give it up. And we'll know. So that's what we're doing right now. We're watching this, I say, an ascending triangle in a bit. Almost kind of a rising wedge, I have to be honest. A little slight inclination there on the top trend line. And we just got to be honest with ourselves. If we can't close above this high there, or just get, we don't like head and shoulder there, and that closes red with a tweezer top, I would have to take that as not the most bullish sign in the world, right? 12-hour already did it and kind of isn't doing too well in the next candle as well. 8-hour struggling at the 200 moving average. You have to be honest. I mean, the 8-hour is signaling a shoulder, head, right shoulder right now. That closes when in an hour and a half. That's going to close red. I mean, that doesn't look amazing to me. That's a lower high signaling some possible, almost like a descending triangle there. All right, they're basically they're the head and shoulders and descending triangles, just like if you flip it upside down and inverted head and shoulder and an ascending, they're the same thing. Anyway. So this looks no-go to me. Not the best thing. So I'm not, wow. We'll see. I woke up this morning. I looked a little nicer on that 1 hour, but I can see some, you got to see when weakness is there. Like even the 4 hour made a tweezer top there with a lower high. Making the right shoulder right now as we speak with stochastics RSI have momentum. I don't know. To me, that tells me to watch out. And then to the 1 hour time frame that really just lost the sauce completely. They just dumped it. As I was doing this, they just took it on a nasty dump. So, and I got stopped out. Monday morning was not a good morning. You know what I mean? They faked the model. Huge pump. Huge pumped it here. That was these are both massive red candles. Got people to jump in, flossed it. Then dumped it hard. Brought it back up. Ripped it. Ripped it again a little bit, dumped it again. Wow. Wow. And I got to be honest, I mean, this looks bearish to me. This area is resistance. I mean, do you short this still? Is there still time? Possibly. I mean, you are below the 200 moving average. This puppy ends up letting go. There's a big, and what this would mean is like it's basically signaling there's going to be the Fed's going to be hawkish, number one. No chance of any type of Fed cutting. And we're, you know what I mean? We're just kind of setting up for a rough week ahead. That's all. You got to see this as a possible head and shoulder that would take you somewhere down to this key area. Do I abandon the weekly long now? I don't know. It doesn't look, and I'm up, so profits are profits, right? And it was signal what was going to happen there a little bit by we had these funky, this head and shoulder at least, but the move up and down there was a bit odd. That's Monday morning false. That's false move Mondays. That's why I tend to stay away. I should have known that they were going to false move me. And they did. I was up, in a minute and a half, I was up $200 or something. Then they wicked it to the 200 moving average. Still didn't lose the sauce. There's still some support here on the 15-minute. We'll see, but to me, this is where I just kind of let price action find its way. And at the end of the day, the bigger time frames are speaking that this could be a right shoulder here. And I believe we have to listen. If the 200 loses if the 2 hour loses the 200, and it's below this, somewhere below this trend line here, I'd start looking for some type of bear flag on the 15, some type of, I think the short, it will tell me the shorts are likely. Right now, it's telling me shorts are kind of moving in. Interesting. Let's take a look at the last hour. It's so crazy. I talked about beat, and I kept saying beat, They beat me with beat, and it looked nice to me. If was also still on the radar. Bitcoin has a dump. I don't know what will happen there, but if it's looking interesting, I mean, look how tight it's getting. Everyone's talking about it. Market cap is 6.8 milli. It's like the highest I've seen it. It did pump in the night there, this could go to 100 million. There could be a 10x sitting right on the table here. I'll be honest, I've watched a lot of memes. This one does have a little more potential than a lot of things I've seen in a long time. Just a lot more people get behind it. Like some people like a squirrel, but not everybody. Some people like a cat, not everybody. But everyone could say, what if, man? Everyone could wonder what could happen to their life. What if you become a billionaire? What if you become a millionaire? What if you change your life? What if you invest in what if? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's all. And it could go to 0 in 2 seconds. Remember that. Based on the idea that someone else will think it's cool. So it has no intrinsic value at all. Remember that. Like, it's kind of even crazy to talk about, but it is what it is, right? And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say should be taken as such. Just kind of going over the charts and the things that I see. This is a reality TV show of my life and kind of how I zoom through the internet. You're just kind of following me through. And these are things that I'm glancing at. Not paid to look at anything like that. I don't do that nonsense. My show is mine. I would never let anybody take it over with their money because it's my show. Arrow, man, looking nice. Pump up a little bit. Beat up. Lit. And honestly, Arrow, Lit, Beat, and Pump are some of the coins that we look at ENA. Some of the few coins that we actually look at. But all coins are up a little bit on the day. And a little bit up in the last hour, too, as well, with Bitcoin kind of holding position. Not getting a massive dump. But dang, man. So did money flow into altcoins? Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. It slipped a little bit. It had some cat ears there. You see that on the 1 hour time frame? And is kind of in a bit of, look, it's in a bit of a right shoulder. So right now we are losing a little bit of dominance to altcoins. Let's take a look at ETH. Took the same hit this morning. Or is it a little bit stronger? Looking for ETH to kind of come, maybe possibly back down to the bottom of this and then move. ETH, made the same head and shoulder, not the same head and shoulder pattern, but it dumped with the BTC. Let's take a look at what we're seeing with the BT. It dumped with the Bitcoins, the Satoshis. So Scottie Pippen suggests that he knows who Satoshi is, and he will reveal Satoshi today at 5 p.m. PST. So that's 8 p.m. tonight? I don't know. Yeah, that looks a little bearish to me right now, off the bat. Looks like Ethereum may be beginning kind of a move all the way back down to the bottom of the pattern here. Just something to consider if it can't consolidate. I don't see solid, it's not solid right now. We'll look at that on the bigger picture for Ethereum. It is up from the buy. Remember 1835, then 1900, but we'll see where it goes. Bitcoin's not playing, well for altcoins right now. Bitcoin takes a massive dump. Altcoins will follow. And did the 1 minute lose the 200? It did. When does the 21 come and touch it? So let's flip this upside down and trade the model. So we're watching price action. It's pumping. I always say never get in until we hit the 21, right? So it looks like this could reverse and go sideways. What if it continues to pump? So be it. It'll eventually come to the 21. And you grab your short position, which is so funny, right? And you just set it up the same way. That looks bearish to me. Already kind of looks like a mini one that's fallen to the downside. But I feel like it still has to come and do some, consolidate a little bit there. But, again, nothing has to do anything. But that's bear, Same thing we identify bull. What a dump, though, huh? And below the 200 moving average. Wow. Man, you can see the head and shoulder. It's not like that, but that pump and dump. I mean, you gotta. Hey, they even got me, but they got me with a slight stop loss. And see, this is why I usually do not touch Mondays. I just do not. See, if I didn't touch Monday, I would have woken up. We made gains this weekend. So it's almost like, why even trade Monday, right? Why was I guess I was greedy this morning a little bit. I wanted a little bit of a piece there. I did see my model, though. I saw the 21 above the 200 on the 1 minute, on the, on multiple time frames. And, many times it plays out. It doesn't always. Nothing is a guarantee in trading, and I know that. So I took a probability shot, and we can see where that goes. Let's jump on into the chat and say hi. Haven't had a chance to do that yet. We've been kind of really deep diving here. God bless everybody in the chat. Bitcoin 8 hour holds the sauce right now. What if we are creative rule? I'm noticed that we dumb and man, we mum out. Yeah. Sam the wall 2 hour is flashing. Really? I mean, yes and no. I think it's coming to the 200 moving average. Maybe that was a later, They got us going with the fake alpha. Oh, they did. I mean, it was how many people thought this morning was out? This morning was a little extra crazy. This weekend was awesome, though. So he says, Sam, the model's on the 2 hour right now. Someone said Crypto Wifer. What is she? Anything, Crypto Wifer? Sometimes she's in the chat because she's like locked out of the house or something. It's happened. Chips are falling hard. Sand is especially crazy, right? Let's take a look at the bigger picture here on the S&P futures. Yeah, I mean, it's just looking hawkish on the Fed again, right? Still looks like a bouncy pattern, but everyone's looking to see, and I mean, we already know what the Fed's, you could say, fine, it was a bearish retest of the trend line. Look at it more objectively. I mean, the 4 hours below the 200 moving average. I would say that would likely make some type of right shoulder, no? And then likely continue. So if that makes a right shoulder, I guess you got to short the S&P. But that is bearish on a Monday. I mean, we're opening up with Black Monday. Nasty sauce on Monday. Let's take a look at kind of what's affecting the markets overall. Bitcoin reclaiming 65,000 on the back of a U.S.-Iran strike pause and crashing oil prices, while ETF inflows extended a third straight week. And ETH was outperforming and risk appetite looks supported by softer energy costs and steadier macro data. But the Fed decision and lingering tariff and Red Sea risks keep caution in the mix. All right. Bitcoin pushed back above 65. That was, so the weekend was hot, but ETFs logged third straight weekly inflows, but there was an outflow. Clarity Act faces a make-or-break 2-week Senate window. The Senate has roughly 2 weeks before its August recess to advance the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, with a new draft merging prior versions and adding ethics language around officials and crypto. Negotiations continue on the ethics provisions amid Democratic pushback and some Republican concerns. While leadership signals the timeline is right, industry wants the market structure rules badly for clearer SEC, CFTC lines. Traders should track any motion to proceed this week because passions, odds, and headlines can drive sharp volatility in Bitcoin and crypto stocks, and we know that, right? And the Bitcoin options market have turned less defensive, with put-call open interest ratio falling to about 0.52 from 0.676 in late June. Short-term downside protection is cheapened sharply, while traders pile into upside calls around 70,000. Implied volatility is subdued near term, even with the FOMC decision Wednesday. This positioning suggests the market expects a quiet outcome, but thin hedges mean any hawkish surprise or statement shift can amplify a move in either direction. Yeah, people aren't overly extended, but they are. You know what I mean? FOMC meeting this week. Hold expected under Warsh, like nothing going to happen. That's very likely. U.S. 10-year yield 4.6, dollar steady around 101. And and U.S.-Iran pause mutual strikes after escalation. Oil prices ease sharply. Ukraine drones blackout towns across Crimea. Crazy. Houthis escalate Red Sea pressure on the Saudi shipping. And the Pentagon updates show over 600 U.S.-Iran war casualties. U.S. puts U.S. wounded in the Iran conflict above 600 with around 18 deaths. Wow. So there you have it. Markets taking a bearish tone here on the morning. Hawkish as we go into Fed Day. Right off the bat, we have no relief. Let's take a look at what's happening on the week ahead. Monday, nothing, as this is Monday. Tomorrow, we come off. Nothing too crazy. We do have ADP weekly employment change, but it's not red folder. It's not the hugest deal. And then, of course, Fed funds rate, 2 p.m. Wednesday. And then the Fed conference that starts at 2:30. Remember, he doesn't start talking until 2:30. People start trading at 2 o'clock when the Fed rate comes in. But it's like, it's really what he says and what happens to swing. You should come in at 375, flat out as forecast. Nothing changes. A nothing bag. And then we have core PCE Thursday at 8:30 and unemployment claims. All right, advanced GDP as well. That's good. Those are red folders. That's going to affect the market. And then Friday, we have, employment cost index, but these aren't the biggest deal. So we're looking for, and people usually clam up. Tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if we go sideways. Sometimes I was weirded out that we took this. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes back. We did not lose the 200 yet on that 2 hour. We lost it thoroughly on the 1 hour though, which is like, dang. And that's what I look for. You know what? I could have waited for nicer consolidation. If I wanted to be super low risk, we should have, and I had this drawn out after the first loss, but, you're looking for that. You get that, then you take the trade. We did hit the 21 above the 200, though, and there was a bump, and this thing could have gone on a massive rally. They just decided to there was just more longs than shorts, so you got taken out with the herd. I'm sure there's some lifers that took a nice short there and were able to make the move. It's all good. I see a big super chat. My man. INVANE, 12-hour Bitcoin, 75% non-printing. Thoughts? Inverted Adam and Eve, 12-hour. We'll see. I don't know. Thanks for what you do, Sam. The most consistent in the game. Sam shows up, rain or shine. Much respect. God bless you. Bitcoin Bill in the house. Man, it's every single day. You show up I don't know how you do it. And thank you for this bankroll, man. It's insane. You're so nice to me. Sam, long story. Life's been tough. Slow shop. Cancer diagnosed. I've been praying, asking for help. I've been lost. No community. After many years apart, the good Lord told me to come here. Your energy is right. Glad to be in. God bless you, Jesse, man. I love you, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I am sorry to hear that. Dang, man. When I hear those things, it tells me that, I always hear God whisper, like, your toughest times helped me, brought me to you, or brought you to me. But man, I love you, bro. And keep fighting the good fight, man, and never stop. That's all I can say. And look out, there are some alternative stuff. I'm not a doctor though, so God bless you, Jesse. And this guy was one of the first people ever in my trading group, man. When I first started ever to make, a lot of, that's what people don't realize, man. You gave me the faith to continue when I had such a small following. It was people like you that were really supportive and kind, that took their time to say nice things to me, that become friends with me, weren't shy, weren't afraid, So thank you. Now let's see what people said there. I'd like to dive into the replies there. It's acting funny though. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Jesse. Thank you, man. Shout out to Crypto Cash, a long-term crypto guy. He's been inside the trading group now for, I'd say, over 4 years. When my mom and dad died, he sent me basically an alpaca rug, or tapestry ornamental rug you could put on the wall. It said Finn and Daisy, that looks like just like the doves that you see here, right next to me there, right next to me right there, or right there, yeah, over there, right there. Anyway, so these people are my family and my friends, man. Plagues Dog, been around a long time. Bitcoin Bill, man, God bless you, thank you. And we'll look at that. Adam and Eve, he says, what if? Yep, and I talked about what if. He says, what if Lifer is the one? Love from Lake Tahoe. Hit the like button, everyone, if you love the Lifer's energy. God bless my man, Crypto Cash. God bless you, man. Thank you. We can't get down because Bitcoin dumps. We got to make money that way or just stop trading, hold our capital, and wait for a better trade. You don't have to short. You could be a long trade. One of my buddies, one of the richest people I know, he was over like 30 mil, has a beautiful life, is only a long trader. He only longs. And he made tons of money in crypto, like so much so that like he doesn't even like, he has like 100,000 followers on X, and he just does his thing. He's so low key though. He even left YouTube for security reasons. Like things just, I don't know, something happened. Whatever it is, it's none of my business. Point is, he never shorted the market once in his life. He just chooses not to short the market. Another person, Crypto, multi-millionaire trader, makes tons of money, does very well, only waits for bottoms and builds giant positions near the bottom. Rides it to the top, scalps it, trades other things as we go up, finds, always somehow makes millions of dollars on the way up. He loses maybe a couple million attempting to get the bottom, but he'll make 18 million. You know what I mean? Like he'll lose 2 or 3 million maybe trying to catch the bottom. He'll make 20 million on the top. So he never shorts the market either. He only longs. So, again, you don't have to be a short trader. I'll teach you both ways. But you don't have to be. I mean, technically, this kind of was a dump. Then should have looked at it a little more viciously there on the S&P. I'm not as vicious on it. I don't look at it every single day as hardcore as Bitcoin. Yeah, so now you look for the 50. So this is what we're looking for. Either the S&P does a massive move back up, and you could buy it right here and put a stop loss here because we are away from the 21. It's a good chance this thing makes a nice bounce back to the upside. And I guess Bitcoin would be in the same boat. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the 15. Yeah, a little far away from the 21. But now you got like kind of a diamond vibes, right? It's like, I wouldn't be surprised though. Bitcoin goes on another, goes on a tear the other way. It's just, keep it open. You never know. They pump this thing back up on some massive reversal. They chop it around and then we go up later on, Still, then it would look like a diamond to me, and it came in with a reversal diamond, right? Just be careful. I like 64. I would not like to lose it. See if the 1 minute can get back above its 200. Nice bull div there. You see it? A strong bull Durbans. A fall deal. What is bull Durbans? Like a bull derby. A strong bullish divergence. Look at that. Swing down to swing down. RSI swinging up. Nice bounce. Bit of a shoulder. Head right shoulder. Seem to be sending this puppy back to the upside in a hot way. I would not chase. I wait for my model, but dang. Some nice bull div there on the 1 minute. And that's what you see this. I'm not trying to be right today. I'm not trying to be amazing. I'm just trying to go through the motions with you. We're at the gym, like lifting weights together. That's what I want you to look at. I'm not telling you the lottery number today. We're just at the gym lifting weights together. This is how 99% of the time when I found a daily bottom, it was coupled with a strong bullish div on the 1 minute time frame. And people say the 1 minute will give you noise, and maybe it can sometimes. But if you use it every day, it won't be. Whatever you use every day will give you structure. And if you stay disciplined and create structure in your life, and then you use something every day, Your structure and the structure of what you're doing will come together and create consistency. That consistency will create some basis in your life that you could form a way to become successful off of. Stay away from negative people. Keep your circle tight. I don't think you need too many people in your circle. You can know a lot of people, but not everyone needs to know everything about you. Stay silent. The silent man is the powerful man. You go to a banquet or a place, you don't tell everyone everything about yourself. You stay chill. A couple things here and there, let people know the deal. I'm talking to myself. Shoulder, head, right shoulder here. Can we get that inverted head and shoulder to the upside? Looking at that too with the 21-day moving average curving. That sometimes can give you a bounce up to the 200. At least we're building what could look like a nice reversal here. The bull div, the higher low, the inverted head and shoulder, somewhat of a cup and handle hidden inside. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. If you want to learn how to trade a different way too and just get some extra sauce, we've got all sorts of cool stuff inside the trading group. It's not just me. Sign up to Leverage Mastery with my man, Master Fran. He's amazing. Unbelievable. Hit the QR code to find out more. Three weekly Zoom mentoring sessions a week, man. Jump on in to find out more about that. That's offered inside my Discord. It's a good time to do it, too. Get yourself situated. When this market starts to rip again, there's going to be amazing opportunities. There's been opportunities last week. It has been it's a lower volume summer. You have to be far more selective. But if you could trade this market, you could trade any market. It does get, I don't ever want to say easy because the market is never easy, but it does get less difficult. It does get less hard. And there are ways to win. You just got to keep pushing forward and have confidence in yourself and your trades. And it's all about mental clarity too. I go to bed at night and say, thank you for everything you've given me. I wake up in the morning, say, thank you for everything you've given me. You don't want to be ungrateful for your life. You want to be so thankful for everything that you've been given. And you can make it out of this no matter what. You've got this. You can, you will, you are the best. I love you guys. God loves you and wants you to be amazing. Never forget that. Just like Master Friend wants you to be amazing. He is awesome. We met. I plucked him from the internet. He plucked me from the internet. We found each other. Sounds kind of no homo. Sorry. I don't know what plucking is, but you know what I'm saying? I found him. Interesting person. He had a unique look on the market, had a unique way of trading, and definitely had an amazing brain. I may not be the smartest guy, but I think I can find people smarter than me. I think that's kind of what I'm good at. I'm good at being humble enough to know when someone's smarter than me. An ego will make you try to do it all yourself, and you may not get the best because your ego will think you're the best when you clearly can't be the best at everything. So being humble will make you find people better than you, and being able to recognize that is a gift. That's my gift, I believe, is finding people that are smarter than me and knowing when, and you'd be surprised, man, a lot of people that are smart are humble about it because they're smarter than a lot of people. Give them some time, talk to them, and you wouldn't believe how they could help you in your life, your business. Jamie's another one, basically a genius in his own mind, or in my, I shouldn't say in his own mind, but I believe he's a genius in his own, in my mind, he's a genius. But he has a calculated way of looking at the world. And that helps my entire endeavor, right? Because of the way he looks at the world and how he structures his thought process. So you find people that help you through your process. You're not going to learn it all. You're this, you start a business, you don't know who's going to help you in that business. You don't know where it's going to go, but you got to start. The secret to success is getting started, right? You're not going to make a dime if you don't get started. Get the name, get the logo, get ready, get firing off, get that LLC flipping. Right now, it's so simple. Go on, you can ask Grok or ChatGPT. Here's my idea. Here's the name. Make me a logo. You can sit on the logo for a week. It'll make you excited. Print it out. Make your own hat on it. Start wearing it and feeling cool about it. And then, turn it into something bigger than you thought it could ever be. You'd be surprised, man. Brands take off when they're hot. You just get the right name, right brand, right timing. Bang. But if you do nothing, you'll never be part of that industry. I'm getting excited, man. I got so many ideas in my head for the future. This morning I woke up and said, I'm so excited for the future. I know so many great opportunities are coming my way. I'm going to keep pushing every single day, and I'm going to create more opportunity for my life. I'm going to meet more cool people like you and you and you and all the cool people I've met in my life and all the people in this chat that have given right now. I'm going to meet more awesome people like that are going to be full of light, love, high frequency, and happiness, and my life is going to go very well. I am in control. I am a believer. I want you to repeat after me. I am amazing. I know that money can come to me in many different ways. I am not afraid of wealth. I embrace money. Money can find me at all different times. More streams of income are coming to me any given day. I'll be generous with my money, grateful with my life, and thankful for every single moment. I am amazing. I am grateful. I am intelligent. I am disciplined. I am smart. I am kind. I am polite. I am caring. I am giving. And we're done, man, with our I ams for a moment. Beautiful kind of complex inverted head and shoulder here forming. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. And that's the higher lows forming off of the bullish divergence. So why don't you long right here, Sam? Good chance you can with a stop here, but they could go wink, wink. It is a Monday. It is just, in the summer. I don't want to be too crazy here. Shout out to the new people here watching on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I love to talk to the chat and see how the chat's doing. 3 minutes till our awesome top 5 habits that separate traders and create a really amazing life. And it separates traders from gamblers too. Thank you for all you do and have gained a new sub. Cheers. You are the man. Bitcoin, if to the moon. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. And shout out to the people that are spreading my name. I've seen my name around the internet recently. I appreciate that. That's very nice. Other channels have been talking about the lifer and sending people my way. I've seen it. A lot of new people joining the trading group. A lot of new people going to cryptolifer.com. We're getting some traffic. I just want to say thank you. Go to the subscribe button. You go to the 99, the quarterly, or the annual. Jump in for the year. Jump on in, man. Less than $3 a day. You spend a year with me. I know I can change your life. Let's take a look at Bookmap in the description below. I do get a nice commission. No they do not sponsor the channel, but I do get a commission. A trading platform that displays liquidity. Check what the candlesticks are hiding. You see candlesticks, we see liquidity. It's not the same, baby. It's not the same. So take a look here of what's happening as we battle the 1 beta chart. And we're kind of showing you make these higher lows. Now, this could also be a bear flag that eventually just decides to say, don't. I mean, it's becoming kind of a symmetrical, right? Which is what's called a chubby triangle. Chubby triangles can go further to the downside, folks. And that's not what you want to see happening. Measured move would be 64.9 on the way up, possibly 64.350 to the way down. Watch this carefully. The curving 21 is a good sign that we will get the move. But anything, because I've seen that play out many times in my life. Numbers bugging. Look at this. I don't know what's going on there. I slowed it down. But shout out to Chirp, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the new subscription. You're very nice. Shout out to all the awesome, generous people here that have given on the channel. Thrown down a super chat. That's very nice of you. You don't have to do that. Blessings on blessings to everybody. Yeah, I don't know if no, I'm sorry. I don't want to do that. Yep. Apologize for that. The alerts used to go off. I used to hear them a lot. Now I never hear them again. But it's funny, it was annoying. Then I got rid of them. Now they're gone for good, it seems like. Anyway. God bless everyone. Excited. There we go. Okay, so we'll see. Pump up to that'd be a nice little gap, too, for a trader. That's 64.7 up to it's $300. To make $300, I'd have to go against my model. You see, and trade before we hit the 200 moving average, which I've done many times and lost. I've won many more times above it, so I already know my odds of going there. I've done it. And I've learned my lessons way too many times. No matter how many times I've wanted it, I'm like, not this time. It's not. And eventually, the probability said, no, this is it, Sam. You can win better the other way. So I said, okay. I don't need 2 of these. I'm bugging, right? Point is, you go with the probabilities every day. Eventually, the probabilities will beat you down, and you'll either stay consistent with those probabilities, or you'll start tripping on your feet. You're going to lose. Say after me, I'm going to lose in trading. Doesn't mean overall. I'm not saying you're going to be a loser. You're going to encounter a loss. Sometimes the trade's not going to go your way. I'm sorry to say that to everybody. I hope I didn't bust your bubble. Trading is just like life. You think every single day is a perfect day? Some days your daughter gets made fun of at school, comes home crying. Your wife is upset because she's sick. Your baby has pneumonia. And you get a speeding ticket and have to go to court. You know what I mean? Like, it's like sometimes that's a day. That can be a real day in your life. Some days you can fall through a glass door and run to the hospital bleeding, screaming you're going to die and have to get saved. Like I did one time right here when I have this massive scar here. I want to take some time out of this scar. Who wants to see? You want to see the scar? Look at that puppy. That thing's nasty. Very close to the main artery, right? Very close to the main artery. You see it with the light on? Right there. Oh my gosh. Anyway, today's not that day, right? So far. Oh, I hope it's, no one gets hurt today like that. In my corner, in anyone's corner around the world. Every day is a day. Someone goes through trials and tribulations. So, every day that things just kind of go normal and are okay, that's a blessing. Right? Shout out to the dang near 1,000 people here on this beautiful summer stream. I am blessed to have you on 727. Look at that, man. They're even making it crazy here on the 1 minute. Look at the volatility here on the 1 minute. It's mimicking the 1 hour earlier today. The divergence is strong. It's telling me we should get a bounce up to the 200 moving average, and a fast move down gives us a fast move up. We call it the fountain. You know what I mean? I want to say something else, but I'm going to not. I'm going to leave that off. You can have your own imagination of what that means. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to kind of what else I was looking at. Beat. I was honing in on beat. I wanted beat. I was close to a massive gain on beat. And I called 450 out this little mini flag. It was the 21, and it did exactly that. It's just so crazy, man. Hit the first target beautifully. I was looking at it inside of this channel. I did get stopped out right there. I got beat on this trade, man. Straight up. I think I'll always remember getting beat. Had I just had a deeper stop loss, just a little deeper down there, I'd still be in this whipping. I would have made a boat. Whatever. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. I was never stressed. I made 10 grand that week trading Bitcoin, so it's okay. And I lost like 500 on beat. But, and I'd probably be up 35 or something. It is what it is, man. You don't win it all, man. I got 3 healthy kids, a beautiful wife, and a nice channel, and nice people here. I think I'm winning, right? A beautiful home to live in. I got a pool to jump in. I got a beach to go to. I got great friends that love me. I have sisters that are awesome, and I had a good mom and dad that, yes, they died suddenly 3 years ago, 7 months apart, but they love me. My dad told me he loved me. I was with my wife yesterday. I said, my dad told me he loved me every day of my life. My mom was a little less vocal, but she told me she loved me all the time. They both hugged me all the time. They are both physically and verbally affectionate in the right way. I don't want to say anything, But my parents gave me hugs when I needed them, cheered me on when I needed it, and caring and love and affection. My parents were amazing people. God bless them both for making me a whole man and making me good to my kids. I can complain like an old Irish guy like my dad sometimes. I have some quirks. Don't get me wrong. I am not perfect. I act perfect for 2 hours here on the live, and everyone thinks, oh, Sam Price is just, the guy is just white glove. You know what I mean? No. Don't get me wrong. I have my demons like everybody else. But, not drinking alcohol helps me conquer them a lot easier. I'll tell you that. Not having alcohol in my life. Those demons used to come out when I was in that whiskey boy. And I didn't hurt, I hurt myself more than anybody else. I wasn't like a viciously, but alcohol wasn't good for me, man. I started up a new account up 3 weeks ago. Screen on my YouTube to showcase what using the skills you provide does, especially the mentality of each trade, man. I love that, dude. I love that. Thank you. Bitcoin 1 hour chart inverted with a fake out bull liquidation play out. It looks something like that, Don D. Give your kids all the love you possibly can. 100%. You never get the chance to do it again. We're going to push the top 5 to 11:15. We just got so much to go over. We're going to push the top 5 to 11:15. So it looks like beat may continue here, folks. I know you don't believe me, but it looks like it may. And just got to reconnect to that 21. What a nice move for beat. Audi era. After getting completely demolished, too. It's, that's what's been happening. There's like 5 or 6 coins that have been ripping. get demolished, but then are fun to pump again, you know? Let's take a look at our fun ENA. This is my ode to Mario. Mario, if you're out there, man, I love you, brother. My good friend recently lost his brother. And honestly, he's my brother, and I feel his pain at night. I just lost my mom and dad just 3 years ago. That wound for me is very fresh. When someone tells me they've lost someone or someone they know is in trouble or not feeling good, that cancer, whatever we hear, you know, all that stuff, I get so like, oh no, here we go again, right? Every week someone tells you someone they know has cancer now, right? It is, and it's a rapid cancer. These people die in 5-6 months sometimes. You hear about it, they get it, they're gone. 36, 38, 50 years old, this rapid cancer, right? Who knows someone with the rapid cancer? I know at least 10 people from, you know, social friends that have told me, family, people in my neighborhood. One woman dropped dead at 36 years old to the street next to mine. Went for a nap or something, never woke up. I've never heard of people between the ages of 30 and 50 dropping dead suddenly more in my entire life. And maybe it's just because social media shows it more. I mean, I'm open-minded, like, let's experiment here. I never try to say I know what's happening, but the data is in my face, man. Anyway, God bless you all. Stay healthy, stay safe out there. The seed oils, man, and again, it's not even a conspiracy. The seed oils are in every food. Natural flavors in everything. 90% of the supermarket is a poison shop. Seriously, eat red meat, you know what I mean? And then the red meat you eat, like, where is it coming from? Is it full of hormones? Is it pumped? Is it actually grass-fed? Where is the grass? Is the grass full of, like, you know what I mean? Monsanto grass? ENA's in an Adam and Eve double bottom. Looks like the daily's going to take it to 0.12. He said, thoughts on AVAX? I got a subtle entry in the daily at 690. Think this baby drops. Funny, I was saying, why is this guy so obsessed with AVAX? But hey, man, a trade's a trade. Sometimes I get obsessed with a coin, too. No one else is really looking at. I didn't like it at all. I said, be careful. I said, maybe it could pump, but man, it's going to do whatever Bitcoin does. And Bitcoin's a little sketch right now. Look at this. Look at that now. It looks kind of like you're taking the road down. Symmetrical triangle, mainly, you know, look at that. Coming for a double bottom. AVAX is going to dump with Bitcoin. That's likely going to come back down into here. Here's my thing. I don't know if you had a volume tracker. I don't know what you were looking at. I'm trying to figure out what made you want to trade AVAX. You know what I mean? No hype. No tweets about it. I haven't seen the team say a word. Like, let's take a look at. Let's do something real quick. Avalanche, right? Let's take a look at their X account. Just see what they've said recently or what they're doing. I mean, they were a beautiful chain. I believe they'd be active. So today's the 27th. Okay, they said hi. Tokenized treasuries with BlackRock. Interesting. Tokenized U.S. treasuries hit 843 million. BlackRock leads institutional inflows. Sounds interesting. Like it's like the institutional. All right, they're active. They've been tweeting actively a lot more on the 24th, a little bit on the 26th. They've been last couple of days, they've been a little shy. 2 hours, 21 hours. Yeah, I'm just, you know, whatever. Look at me. I'm not even that big. You know what I'm saying? I made this post this morning, this post, you know, whatever. I'm just, whatever. It is what it is. I've done better too. I'm not. AVAX, you know, to me, it looks like it's still in some type of sideways consolidation here. That good divergence. You had a higher low. Bing, right? It kind of like makes some type of inverted head and shoulder and wins this puppy. And there's a chance. 4 hours still struggling to stay above the 200 moving average. I'd like to see that 4 hours stay above the 200. Get some nice, you know, some nice strong footing there. And really, you know, if I see Bitcoin hold the key level and then I'm long in Bitcoin, then yeah, AVAX is probably going to follow. You better look for Bitcoin to bounce. Otherwise, AVAX is coming back down to likely coming back down to 619. Tough trade. And I think if it is bullish, you're going to wait some time before we get a move out. Possibly Tuesday night or something. Yeah. Where are these moon boys at? The moon boys are everywhere over here. Shout out to 1111. All right. So we looked at ENA. ENA looked interesting. Let's take a look at Lit, another one that's on my radar. There are still coins to trade here. So Lit did get the bounce. Didn't come for the right shoulder the way we were looking for, but did break out. Let's take a look. Maybe the right shoulder comes over here. It's interesting. I bet it did the 1 minute tango, though. Yeah, cracked that 1 minute and then went on a massive tear. Let's take a look at the daily. Always zoom out. Never assume. Always zoom. I should say that all the time. I just made that up. Never assume. Always zoom. You could zoom in too, though, right? But zoom somewhere, in or out. 3-day charts getting closer to the 21, which tells me you're in the safe zone. At least, you might dump back down. You might want to have to hit the line, but it's telling me that you're in a better place. When you're up here, you're chasing. When you're away from the 21 on the 3-day, you're chasing. Here, they're starting to show me some signs of love. The daily got a pump there, too. This looks interesting. Lit looks like it could get that move. I want to see that, that burn get priced in correctly. I feel like it got burned, but then the market wasn't great. We got the head and shoulder here that did what it was. Look at this. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see that dump? I'd look for this to possibly come back down to the channel, get tight. Do something like this and then pump. The breakout or the retest, here or the higher low. But I'm looking, it definitely looks to me like it could be, some sauce coming. I'd put an alert in this area. And I'll kind of like reproject and get into there with some precision. Find out if there's a really good entry. I'm going to need that one vomited to quit getting rejected by its 200. I've seen that. Interesting. Yeah, that seems to be happening here too. And look at the 5. You could be seeing a bear flag here for sure. Still getting the reverse. Look at that. This reversal is not giving up. This is so interesting, right? Some classic Monday of just absolute shenanigans all morning long. Again, the most dependable thing about Monday is that it's not dependable. You know what I mean? The most not dependable thing about Monday. I like that. This reminds me of Stephen Marley. He says the only, I'll get it in a second, but the only constant thing in life is change. Right? The only consistent thing, it's guaranteed. Your life is guaranteed something to change. Isn't that funny? So, change isn't guaranteed. Change moves all the time. There's no guarantee in change at all. But the only thing guaranteed in me and yours life is that it's going to constantly change. So change is the only thing guaranteed in life is change. It's kind of strange because change isn't how does change the one thing that's the opposite of what it is to us? It's the only consistent thing in life. That's what I meant to say. Everything consistent is change, all except for change, Nothing's consistent in life, all except for change. That's the line. Because nothing's consistent in life, all except for change. We gave you KAITO right here at about 97. It's now ripped up to 121 inside of a strong flag. It did pump. It did come up and down. It was a wild ride. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But it never got stopped out. And the stop can be put to break even now. And KAITO was on that run. Shout out to anyone that jumped into KAITO. And every kind of time I've traded KAITO, I've gotten some good luck with this coin. We made it a long-term hold not too long back. 44 cents all the way to 120. Just did a 3x. Pretty fast. And there's other people that talk about KAITO on the market that have pretty big followings. A couple of people in particular, I want to mention their name. I don't want to get it, but tells me that it can get the volume, can get some love, and it can get the eyes, especially on X that you're looking for. I still feel like it's a little extended. I now want to see it consolidate. You can always have to be ready for the head and shoulder too, and maybe a bigger consolidation. But I'm ready to watch it again. And we called that last pump. Can we get the next one? Daily a little extended at the moment. Death is the most guaranteed. I know, right? Tax isn't death. Isn't the change that hurts us. It's the resistance to change that hurts us. Amen. I love that. Yeah, it's not the change that gets us. It's the way we react to change. Yeah. All right, top 5 habits that separate traders from gamblers. They work especially well with Bitcoin and your focused audience. All right. Yeah, my focus for you guys. All right. Check this out. Plan the trade before you enter. Know the entry, the invalidation, stop, targets, and risk before clicking buy or sell. If you're figuring those things out after entering, emotion is already controlling the trade. You're going to go to some part in your brain to make the decisions. Your brain's going to be seeing things moving in real time. You're going to be moving in real time with real things. And so all that happening will affect how you decide the trade. So if you want to be a moving part that's affected by all the things around you at any moment in time, then don't plan out your trades and just get into them and find out how that works out for you. Every trade must be planned out. Protect your capital first. Great traders do not obsess over how much they can make. They obsess over how much they can lose. One bad trade should never be able to seriously damage your account. Survival creates opportunity. I say this all the time. I might go a week, break even. I might make $2,000, $3,000, but then next week I'll make 10. You know, it's about chipping away and having capital to make more money. If you lose all your capital, you cannot make any more money. You can't continue to trade. It's over. The fun's over when you have nothing left. A lot of people get liquidated. Today, someone will get liquidated. I'm telling you, someone will lose their account today. It's a fact. It's a sad story, but someone will lose their account. Number 3, wait for your setup. You don't get paid for being in a trade, folks. You get paid for being in the right trade. If your setup, whether it's your 21, your 200, support or resistance, liquidity, or confirmation, isn't there, you do nothing. Don't do trades if you don't have what you've backtested is there. Even if there's an inkling that you know you're right in another way, make sure you have some backtest on your strategy. There's got to be a couple months of demo trading on it. You must have at least 100 trades in and out on that strategy. You got to know what you're doing. You got to wait for your setup. If you don't have a setup, please watch my channel and learn how to get a setup. It's so important. Very important. Number 4, a lot of people don't do this. I did this for years. Maybe I should get back to it a little more. I haven't done it as much. I guess because you kind of get out of habit. Oh, maybe I should get back. Keep a trading journal. Screenshot the chart. Record why you entered, where you exited, and what you were thinking. See, I've done this for years. I kind of know what I'm doing, but you might need this. Whether you follow your rules, after 500 to 100 trades, your journal can expose exactly where you make money and exactly where you give it back. What time of night was it? What you were doing? There's a lot on that. Master the ability to stop trading. This is like the number 1, I think, despite all of it. This has made me more money than trading. Not trading. It's hard to as a trading group guy. Hit my link and trade. Come over here and do this. You know what I mean? You want to get people going. You want to get them excited. When they jump on in, let's go in. Imagine you join a trading group and I say, we're not doing anything tonight. We're sitting on our hands. Talk to you tomorrow. And you're like, this is what? I don't want to be in this group. But that was the greatest thing that guy could have ever done for you, is to say to do nothing. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'll never tell you what to do with your money. Completely up to you. But master the ability to stop trading. Revenge trading and overtrading can destroy an otherwise profitable day. Take the loss, take the win. Whether your edge disappears or your emotions take over, walk away from the screen. Don't do this. And keep trading. End your day like this. Even walking away from 1 or 2 losses and realizing it wasn't your morning is a great way to end your day. You didn't get liquidated. You're not one of the biggest exposed, and you're still you're possibly still in the game. Look at this thing. This is still battling. And again, this is where we go where? To the 5 second, to the 30 second. Look at the 5 second in the model right now. Let's kind of zoom in here and see how fun this could be. So the 5 second in the model. Cool. Double bottom there, the played out. Double bottom there, the played out. So you can see how these it happened on the micro. Now, is this coming all the way back down to the pattern, or do we got something like this brewing? Looks like it could get a little love here. Again, look, this is the 21 above the 200. Boom. I know it's crazy, but I start dissecting the reversal on the 5 second. It bleeds into the 30 second, which bleeds into the 1 minute, and it will cross the 200s as it goes. Like if you could visualize the 30 second and the 1 minute on this chart, this would be the 30 second 200. This would be the 1 minute 200, and we would slowly cross through them. You get it? It's interesting. Like here's price. Here's the 5 second time frame 200 moving average. Here's the 30 second 200. Here's the 1 minute 200. Here's the 5 minute 200. Here's the 15 minute 200, and here's the 1 hour 200. And price has to go through all of these in succession. First the 5, the 30, the 1. And what this is doing is this is when you see a giant daily candle with a massive wick. And the candle is coming back up the wick. This wick is this entire movement here on the smaller time frames. This, if you were to zoom in on a microscope and look at the amoebas, these are the tiny amoebas. You know what I mean? These are the atoms. These are what makes up the new, the cell. This is what's happening behind the scenes inside. I've done this for years to figure this out. It took me a long time to dissect the charts in this manner. Now I get it, and it's also how everything works. Does it mean I'm right every time? No, there's still a couple unknown factors that we have to deal with every day. How many people are in the trade? Who's who? How many billionaires or multimillionaires are moving the market in a certain way? What's the biggest order book on the market? You know what I mean? I'm not controlling the market with the massive amounts of money, so I have to play with the liquidity that if a bank puts a bunch of liquidity in or out of the market, if the Fed lets a bunch of people borrow way more money, don't you think that's going to let a lot more people buy more Bitcoin, or won't people be more risky with that money? Yeah, if we never get back above the 30-second 200, we know that this is a bear flag that's going lower. And now you kind of see it. It looks kind of like a bear flag, folks. Looks like a textbook bear flag. Keep giving that 1 minute time to move, and it doesn't seem to be. I mean, there you are on the. Let's delete this for a second. I'd have to say that my system, despite the bullish div, which was nice, we seemed to got rejected. We couldn't get back above the high there. You got to break the high that starts the divergence. This looks like you're going to take a tumble here down to 64.6. That my system tells me a short is the most likely. Flip it upside down. I mean, you'd long that. 21 above the 200 for the long pump. This tells me we're about to short to the downside here for Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't trust these Mondays. It's back and forth. Again, let's go over the list one more time. Number 1, plan before you enter the trade. It sounds so simple, but it's more about knowing your support or resistance. You got to know technical analysis. Like when I plan out, look at this trade. Say I plan out this trade. I know how to draw flag because I know how to draw trend lines. So already I know trend lines. People don't know that when they first start. They have to ask me, how do I draw my trend, Sam? I don't know. So they don't even know how to make this flag. They don't know. They don't know when, you know what I mean? Then I know the measured move because I know the length of the flag. It's this little smudgy action down to here. A lot of people don't know that, so they wouldn't be able to make this line so fast. And then even how do I know the angles that way? It's the same angle that you pick up from. Then I grab the long tool. Some people don't even know, or the short tool. Some people don't even know how to grab this tool or where it is on TradingView. Then I put the stop above the previous support as resistance, which is that resistance, which was also that bounce. A lot of people don't know how to find support and resistance. So for me to have proper risk management and know the trade and plan the trade, I need to know technical analysis. I need to know proper risk management. I need to know some, and again, a divergence might put me in the trade or might be the reason I get into a long here or there. If this continues to bounce, it means the divergence held so well, they fought off the bears here. It should hold. It's a really strong divergence. I'd be surprised if it dumps, to be honest. But I don't know what they're going to do. And it's Monday on a summer, so I'm privy to I'm going to be wrong. I could be wrong 80% of what 80%. There's some days, here, check this out. 365 days a year as an analyst, right? So say that this is all the days on the calendar. I'm just going to horrible graph of a calendar, but these are all, look, these are all 365 days. It's going to be some days where my analysis is going to be more likely right than wrong, just because of the way the market is that day and the way my backtesting trading style fits onto that day. It's going to be other days where my trading style gets duped, right, and doesn't work that well. And then there's going to be days where it's just the market is so iffy that no matter how good your trading style is, the odds of you calling the market right are really low. You could be the best analyst in the game, but that day the odds are just low. You'll also know this if, look, I look at the market and then analyze it and attempt to be right every day. And I'm right more than I'm wrong because people, find a way to make money with me. But the idea behind this is, it doesn't mean I'm right every day, and it means and that means that I know that some days are just really hard to call. Today's a little, back and forth. You have a strong div, but you have definitely a bear flag. And it's Monday with low volume in the summer, so this, without being low volume on the summer and being a Monday, would already be kind of like, huh? I'm a divergence guy, so I put a lot more faith in divergence than anything else. You kind of have to have a line in the sand as a trader. I put a lot of strength in this divergence. It looks really good. It's what I call a double div. See how it has like the dual double divergence here. See that? But again, the 21 above the 200 is also a strong point of mine. There's days when two of your strong points hit each other. What do you do then? Sometimes nothing. Or maybe always nothing, Wow, look, Apes up, People's up, Sin's up. A little bit of altcoins kind of behind the scenes here. Even A0, that coin from back in the day. I got to be honest, my system tells me that you're more likely to get it done. We wake up every day, we wait for the 21 to cross the 200. You could take a bold trade there. I usually wait. You wait for price to get back to the 21. When it does, that's the entry. So that tells me that the short is the one. Am I short? No, it's Monday. I'm going to wait for tonight. I like to trade Monday night, and I already took 2 losses, so I'm going to take my time. Remember, plan your trade before you enter. And I went over kind of how much you need to do. So that's such a simple thing to say, but there's like a bunch of stuff behind that before you even do it. Protect your capital first. Well, can I handle the loss? I look at my account. I got 40 grand in the account, 57 grand. On one account, I got 57 grand. I tell myself, if I went to bed tonight at 52 and I know I lost 5 grand, I was like, that would be kind of not fun. I said I wouldn't. I said, what if I lost 1,200? What if I lost 3 grand? I said, 3 grand would be like, I could go to bed down 3 grand and be like, all right, tomorrow I'll get it back. No worries. So it tells me, okay, you see what I mean? So like I ask myself what I'd be willing to lose before I start any trade. I focus on how much I'm losing. I obsess over that. And again, it doesn't mean I'm like bringing in losses, because there is the manifestation there. If you keep focusing on too many losses, you'll bring losses. I focus on winning and projecting that I'm going to win, but I know how much I could lose on every trade. I don't just, and that's why, there was a time in my life where like, say I saw a green candle like this, I'd want to trade it, and I would just drag this, hit open long. Next thing you know, I'd set up the trade and I'd be like 800 for 24, and I never wanted to lose $800. And now I'm in a trade that I emotionally didn't commit to. And those are the trades you usually sell early, pull your stop. You're going to do something silly on those ones. Or maybe even pull the stop loss lower and make it worse. Like those are the trades that usually something goes wrong. My phone, opening up on my phone real quick because I see a candle. Like I see a move that I've been planning, but they don't really sit at my computer and plan it perfectly. And then the second I see like the beginning of the move, I'm like at the shopping mall with my kid or something. I just open up it, trade with my phone. Don't have the real time to map it out. And I've learned, for me, like trade a diary. In my trading diary, when I'd have a loss, like a lot of the times it was traded on my phone. Now when I trade on my phone, what I do is before I leave the house, I look at it really in depth and I write down some levels that I'm really looking at that are key. Then if I see something, I've opened TradingView, I slowly map it out, I zoom in, I tweak those numbers, and then I can see exactly my stop loss, exactly my take profit. The other day I bought a refrigerator. I did make about like $1,200 while I was, and I made the trade in the store, Maybe it was even, I think it was like $2,000, and I made the trade in the store. So it was like, yeah, it worked out. But I had already kind of set up where I wanted to be in and be out. Whenever I just grab the phone and press them, I'm telling you right now, 80% of the time it turns into a loss. I don't even do it anymore. I'm super disciplined about it anymore because I like to win. So I'm just like, oh. And this summer I've had to grind for my wins. Like you know what I mean? I really put in the work. So I'm like, I'm not giving back losses just because I'm at the, I want to just press a button on my phone. So protecting capital first is so important. And then waiting for the setup. Like last night, I drew something, went to bed. I didn't force myself to trade because I said, we're going to wait for the 1 hour to come to the 20. How many times we're just going to sit here and do nothing? I think a lot of people can't do that. They just can't handle that. They got to do something. Well, they can't sleep at night. They're pressing buttons. A lot of times, too, I lose when I'm trading between like 12 and 2 in the morning. Most of my losses are between 12 and 2 in the morning. I can't, I'm a little more tired than normal, or I can't control my emotions as normal, so I'm a little and I just can't seem to, so I learned to shut my computer off at 11 and then don't go back in my trading room, so if it's a night like that, just turn the computer off and go to bed. It's hard sometimes as a trading group leader because I want to be with you guys all night long, but I also have to do the right thing and say, no, enough is enough tonight. Turning the computer off at the right time, waiting for your setup. So important. Keeping a trading journal, so important. Knowing where you're at, what is affecting you, being able to go back in 2 months and saying, hey, here's 60 trades. Was there anything about my losses that I can connect the dots to? Oh yeah, I did all these. I was doing this every time I lost. Wow, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. Some people, I had a couple beers every time I lost. Maybe I shouldn't be trading and drinking beer. Sometimes, I know it seems obvious, but sometimes you need a diary to put things into perspective and let you know what you're doing. A trading diary is huge, and master your ability to stop trading, man. When the day doesn't go well, move on, man. Don't keep forcing it. Like I could get into the short now. I know it's going to dump. It looks great. Watch them reverse it right back up. It'll be one of those days, and then I'll be like, yeah. If I get my model later on today, we cross the 1 minute, the 21, and I get what looks beautiful, I'll take the trade. Until then, no mas. Look at me. I just see a head and shoulder there. Don't you see it? You're going to, then that's a bearish retest of this bounce, 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 fall back, bearish retest. 64.6, it down to 64,000. Let's take a look at Bookmap. It does have big red below at 63.5. It's got red on both sides, but the deeper, bigger red is below us, suggesting that liquidations below us are likely going to get taken out. Especially when you pump on the weekend, folks. You pump Saturday and Sunday. Monday usually can be a nasty month. I mean, a nasty day. Feels like a month because it pumps, no. It's a day that feels like a month. It dumps so hard. Possible higher low here. Can we get the bigger move? How's it going? Is everything okay? Thank you. Wow, and you can see this is weekend. I mean, we've been going from 64.7 down to 64.5. We've been in a $200 chain. You know what I mean? Low range to high range. Pretty crazy. Since about 10:45. Well, but an hour straight of sideways price action as we hold 64.5. Wow, massive dump just came down right as we said, bearish retest, boom. I shouldn't say massive dump, but more decisive move. That's a bigger, redder candle to the downside there for Bitcoin as it gets rejected by the point of control, 64,640. And again, I didn't take the short. My system is just telling me that a short is the most likely. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, bearish retest of this area. Short is very, very likely. My goodness, what a day to be alive. All right. Shout out to my lovers of life and everybody out there. And again, look, you can put this up. I'm on TradingView. You have TradingView widgets right here on weeks. I have my VRVP, my stochastics. You go here and can add all your indicators, your MAs, whatever you need. And you could trade right there on weeks as well. Sign up to weeks today. Get the benefits of that, that TradingView widget. Know what you're doing. Even has some things you'd have to pay for, like the VRVP. Cryptic Rick asked for 2 coins, man. You're always on the game. I appreciate this, Cryptic Rick. Look, you're electric. Something's going on. You know, you're flying there. Good evening, Sam. Can you look at Singh? Is in the structure still holding, man? I'm long from 20. Okay, let's take a look at that again. From Nick. Mavromantis. Nick Mavromantis. And let's see, I got hard on that one. If I hard at all, then I know what I did and what I didn't do. Can you please look at SD Stater breakout target? Stater, wow, it's been a long time. Let's take a look at the fan funding real quick as it came in strong. Wow, a lot here. So we have Jesse B, man, long-term, life been tough, slow shop, cancer diagnosis, been praying, asking for help. I've been lost, no community after many years apart. The good Lord told me to come see you. Your energy is bright, glad to be in. God bless you, man. I'm always here, never go nowhere. What if, and then he says, what if is the one? What if the Livers is the one? This is Crypto Cash, man, my man. And that's one of the OGs in the trading group. Bitcoin Bill constantly gives. He gives memberships, $50 super chat. Thanks for what you do. The most consistent in the game. Sam shows up, rain or shine. Much respect. Thank you. Plague Dogs, Inverse A&E in the 12-hour Bitcoin. 70% thoughts. We'll take a look at that for you real quick. I didn't want to, shun you off there. He said the 12-hour Bitcoin in. Let me see. I don't know, like, you mean this one here? Is this what you know? I don't know. I don't see it maybe, or you're saying like this could be it. I don't know. I don't see what you're seeing, to be honest. Maybe I should too. I don't know. Maybe I might have pointed it out and then I can't, I see a head shoulder right here. This looks like it's coming down, man. Dang, man, that's supposed to be green. We're supposed to get the pump. 12 hours starting to show signs of weakness here for the Bulls. Look at that. We basically came to the first target. Struggled to hold position. Bounced off that first target though. Right there. I mean, 64.4. Boom. Now you got a stronger bull div. I mean, look how big it is. Swings up while the whole thing swings down. It's still bullish divergence. Even after this one too. It's like, it means there's some buy pressure here holding off the Bears. 64,500. And he said, thanks. So we looked at that. Thank you, Black Dogs. Thanks for all you do. Chirp said, new sub. Thank you, Bitcoin. And if to the moon. Thank you. Let's take a look at Stater. He says SD Stater. I remember Stater too. I actually had staked on it at one point. I don't know why you're looking at Stater. It's in the bottoms of the bottoms, possibly slanted Adam and Eve. Kind of backtested and experimented with these last cycle. They actually sometimes did play out. Interesting. But anyway, I don't want to get too crazy. 4 hours very low. Hasn't get back above the 200, but did get the bounce. And you can see this all would have started when the 1 hour got above the 200. See, it did. I mean, the 1 minute. Like I was showing you the progression. Price action was nil. Got above the 200 on the 1 minute. Got above the 200 on the 3. And got above the 200 on the 5, and then just like cross the 200 here on the 15 for a really big pump. It's really low volume on the chart I'm looking at. Market looks sketchy. It did get a nice pump there on the 1 hour. 2 hour got rejected by the 200 moving average. So to me, it's going to come somewhere to meet between the 200 and the 21. Like they're going to come meet. When these come together again, price can find its way on out. It's going to take some time. I would just put alerts and watch the moving averages. I know that may not be what you want to hear, but that's what I think what you should be hearing, AI Jensen. Let's take a look at AI Jensen here. We'll look at the perpetual Binance. I don't know much more about it. I did not trade it. So came out
And you can see it's in the dumps from wherever, in the last 6-7 weeks. It's new, though, so we'll see what could happen. It has the name AI in, I guess, right? To me, that's a descending triangle on the daily. And maybe it doesn't go lower, but it looks like it could. So that doesn't look amazing to me. It's below the 200 moving average on the 4-hour, on the 1 hour, 2-hour. Looks like it's making a head and shoulder similar to Bitcoin right now. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Looks like it's gonna either dump or kind of like scrape the bottom again for a while before it pumps back up. And maybe, who knows? 2 days, maybe it goes on a massive tear like this. But I don't know. I don't like it. I wouldn't trade it. And I think there's better out there. But hey, you do whatever makes you happy. I think it looks pretty dismal. I'd stay away from it, but maybe there's a chance. You might know something more about the project than I do. I'm not the charts to me aren't speaking to me. No, the nihilist. We believe in nothing, Lebowski. Nothing. So look, a bit of a double bottom here, right back to the upside. We believe in nothing, Lebowski. Nihilist, Donnie. They got rejected by the 200 there. Nice pump. So you start looking for some consolidation, the 4-hour, the 1 hour. Okay, came back to the 20, and you might make a right shoulder and dump even harder. At this point, you pull kind of a fib here. Look for this 618 Fibonacci retracement. You want to see if this trend line holds. You draw this trend line first, see if it holds. Because if that bounces, you got something in. But you may be in for a longer, like, up and down price action. For me, I would be willing to buy into here and willing to buy into here. Only those two areas for a pump up and a pump up. And I'd watch price action for those two scenarios. Just like that's planning out your trade and only trading the plan that you see, not letting anything else happen. Let's take a look at Ray, USDT. Been a long time since I looked at Ray. Thank you for giving that. Funny radium. It just kind of brings back memories, spikes my ideas. So kind of like Bitcoin, right? You're in the bear flag on a 1 hour. That's how that's exact, isn't it? See this? Very similar to how like the 3-minute look for Bitcoin, right? Let me show you what I mean. Stop drawing things I don't want to draw. Hold on. I'm just getting something ready for you on another slide here. 1 minute even better, but. Bitcoin attempting to double bottom off of 64.5, like really showing some signs of life here. I love it. I mean, it's great. We might be able to trade the model. But I'm just showing you how similar these look. Like there's a bear flag on the 3-minute. It looks like a bear flag on the 1 hour, right? 21 below the 200, 21 below the 200. Same story. Same stuff, right? Different time frame. Anyway, let's look at Ray with new eyes, fresh eyes. I haven't looked at it in a long time. This is a good swap, but for Solana, it's kind of crazy. Radium. Similar to what we talked about, like it's either at an absolute bottom or there's more going there. You are away for the 2200 on the weekly. That's usually the lowest price you can get, but it's new too to the 200. Looking like a descending triangle. I don't know if like there's just a better way to transact. Radium doesn't have the gas. I don't know if the teams for I guess a lot of these people aren't using them and they're losing revenue. I think they're just kind of dying off. There's too many swaps, man, too. There's too many cross-chain swaps, too many this, that, too much. Make your money, let it go up and down, move on. That looks bearish to me, like it's got more downside. It's very tight though. Maybe it comes for a double bottom. If you really believe in the project, it's a great time to buy it. I'm not into that. I don't think altcoins are, I'd rather buy this coin after it pumps, everyone gets into it, and then swing trade it for 20 grand one weekend and move on. You know what I'm saying? Do that to 10 or 20 coins, make a couple hundred racks instead of like sitting there and waiting for the day and buying the bottom. I'm done buying the bottom of altcoins unless it's like, Solana, BNB, something with a real project. This looks more bearish than bullish to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't like the market structure. It's a bear flag right now on the 1 hour, dumping as we speak. I would have said it was going to dump if the last time I looked at it. Look for it to possibly bounce when it hits the bottom trend line here. But yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look good to me. Ray doesn't look good at all. ESP, he says. Espresso had a big move to the upside. I think this is kind of a smaller coin. Came out early, had a nice pump. Wow. Huge. Went from 7 cents up to 11 cents really fast. Friday is pretty far from the 21, so was the daily. It gave a lot of its pump back. I think we want to look at it on the 1 hour. First thing you got to do is pull the Fibonacci from Impulse. From right there, that low, all the way up to this wick. And you see that we did come back down to the 618, which is where you should be headed. And we might even spend a little time going to that 786. Some say, oh no, we broke out already. We're just retesting. That would be this theory. I don't know. I'm more on the fact that we're going to come down and round out of here. It's closer to the buy zone than to the sell zone, though. Nice run up that it had. I don't know what it is. I'd have to Google it and, looking for kind of a right shoulder here off the 706 for the move on out of here. Or the low bounce off the 786 if you have the guts, but that's higher risk. Doesn't look too bad, though. Grateful for Lifer, what do you think about Shiba? I think it's kind of had its time. I think a lot of these coins are old. I think there'll be new coins taking their place over time. I really think so. I could be wrong. Maybe they all move eventually, but God, how could everything pump again? And again, I talk about this stuff on the weekly. Like it's you'd have to believe in it and buy into the coin now and be able to hold for a long period of time. Otherwise, we swing trade it when I see it get back above key levels. It's very simple. It did make an Adam and Eve there. Look at that. Bit of a slanted shoulder, head right shoulder. It did bounce up to the 200 moving average on the daily. It got a swift projection there. Swift kick in the, a swift kick to the gut over there. 4 hour looks good. I like this 4 hour. I'd set this up. I like that it's coming to the 21. Nice pump that it just had. Look for it to consolidate. Looks like some of the old gang is back in town. I might mean my own words. I am not the king of it all. If I say something, it may be completely wrong. I may say Shiba's outdated, never pumps, and it might go to the moon. I'd look for consolidation, 4 hour above the 200 there, something like this, and that would be look like a nice locked-in swing trade. I put an alert on that one too, so I added to my box of tricks there, and I'll be watching it. Maybe you will be too. Thank you so much for SHIB. God bless you. Let's take a look back at what Bitcoin is doing as it's struggling. Bear flag on the 3 minute. Say it's headed back down to 64,000. Looks like that's kind of going to be the case. Let's look at it one more time with a open head here, but try to double bottom. In my mind, it's like still just inside a descender, right? Like, and then it's on the 21 below the 200. It just suggests more downside is coming. I think Bookmap is spot on with the same exact data there. 63.3. I got 63.3. Bookmap has 63.550 with big red. Usually it goes at 370 into the yellow. So, we're both kind of coinciding with the idea that this is going to lose this double bottom and dump down to 63.3. Could still get a beautiful long later on this afternoon. Anything is possible, but right now it's not looking amazing for BTC. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for running with me. This was one of the best live streams I've ever had. It just felt amazing. The energy was high. We were spot on. We sprinkled a little bit of life lessons, but we stayed on the charts the entire time. We fought through Bitcoin. I stayed sideways and I fought the ability, I did no trading, which is a skill that we all found out. Not trading at all is actually a skill. Don't let anyone get it twisted on you and tell you different. And now we want to see if this double bottom can move. And we're still, if in a couple hours from now we get above that 200 and we see a trade, man, there's still a trade. We could still have our way here. So exciting times ahead. Opportunity is you and me. We are the opportunity. If you didn't exist, you wouldn't be worried about what could come to you. Nothing. You didn't exist. So aren't you the opportunity? When you think about it logically, I opened my eyes. My name is Sam Price. My mom and dad told me I could do anything I want. I look in the mirror and I know I am. So then I desire to have some type of existence, and I desire for some things to happen to me. I have a brain, right? So therefore, something should happen to me. My point is, if you don't exist, then you know, it makes perfect sense that we create a reality because we're the ones thinking it into existence. We're the ones making it happen every day. You could be part of everyone else's and just become an energy source for them to suck on, like succubus, or you could become amazing. It's up to you, man. You know, I keep my energy high every day, and look what it does. It protects me, protects my business, protects my health. I've been running 7 years without a day off. Today, some guy I hired, God bless his soul, maybe it's real, and it probably is, so I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know him that well. He came one time, he said he would do something. Someone showed up to do something that he said, which was great. And then, you know, today he said, hey, I don't know the guy from one other person. Never hired him in my life, and today he called out sick. To me, I haven't called out sick in over 5 years. And again, what if it's like really serious and it's the one time I'm being harsh? And it could be. That's why I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I really do. Every single time I say, maybe this is the one time, they're just, and I'm done being hard on people. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for them. You know, I'm done being hard on people. It's good. Life is good. Right? But what I will think about is, you know, I do have a right to be around the high quality that I am. And I haven't taken a day off in 5 years. I've definitely been sick many times on the show. And again, I'm lucky too. I don't get sick a lot. I keep my energy high. Everyone's like, well, you're lucky that you don't get sick. Is it luck or is there a reason why I'm not getting sick that much? I drink lemon water. I watch what I do. I watch what I eat. I don't force it. You know what I'm saying? I take care of myself on a daily basis. I know that what I do in my 40s leads to my 50s. I know I have to be careful with how I eat, what I do. I got to work out. I got to maintain consistency. You got to get the blood flowing to the heart. Can't play games with your health. So, and that's all part of good trading. You get your mind right. You get your body right. Your trades are, I mean, there's a good chance the trades are going to, and this is, oh, fine, you're at the gym and you're in good shape, so you're going to win all your trades. No, I get it. But man, I'm telling you right now, having an organized lifestyle will definitely contribute to an organized trading career, in my humble opinion. And being organized when you're trading can lead to wins. So, shout out to the awesome people there that send me notifications, say what up, right? Shout out to Connor, my man. And shout out to all the people out here that focus on the bigger picture for Bitcoin. The Scottie Pippen reveal, Satoshi today at 5 p.m. I mean, he really, I mean, I don't, you know. I know where Satoshi is now, Monday, 5 p.m. It's so crazy. Probably going to be something, I don't know what he does, but we'll see. Dennis Rodman and Pippen back at it again, man. Dennis was the man. So was Scottie. Some people like Dennis a little more. I mean, there's something about Dennis like that, just that flair, that different type of personality, you know. Yeah, man, I haven't drinking alcohol since 2021. Had one slip up the weekend. My dad had just a sip and said, no way. So it's been a long time. Very excited. All right. Shout out to the Blonde Broker and her show. Happy everything's going well. She continues to do her thing. Probably jump on that show at one point. Would love to do so. Wow, look at that. They fight it off. I'm kind of like, this is, you know, there's a strong bull div there. The bullish divergence should play out somewhat here. So, you know, short would have played out barely. I'm not in a long or short right now. I'm watching price action. I'm observing. I'm doing this smat thing. I'm being a smat Alec over here and just watching. Sign up to my link through weeks, and you have the ability to get some awesome USDT bonuses through the way you trade. So why not take advantage? I mean, that's a bull div there. But you got to get back up that right there, that high right there, 64.8 hat. You got to breach it, otherwise we're going to be in limbo here, fighting to make another move to the upside. every single day on the channel, man. Wow, Monday, man. Monday. I don't even know how the weekend goes by as fast as it does. We started the weekend, though. We did pretty good. I mean, we made gains this weekend in the trading group. I'm pretty surprised when we make gains on Monday and Sunday. Sunday, I just kind of opened up a trade Saturday night, and those trades played out really well Sunday afternoon. It was that simple, folks. And I gave the trades to the trading group. If you want to go to cryptolifer.com to find out more, I suggest you do so. One of the hottest groups in the game. I've helped so many people to the point where you'll be wanting to help others. Hopefully you'll have the ability to help others and to give back the way I'm doing. That's the goal. And we have a whole feedback loop of people that change the world, man. That's how we can do it. I see no reason why we can't. My mom was so nice to me, told me she loved me every day. My dad did the same. I had loving parents. I told you that before. I know how to love because I've been loved. A lot of people haven't been loved like me, so they don't know how to love. It's okay. I get it. I was taught love, man. God was like, this man's going to be taught love at an early age. He's going to use that love, and he's going to spread it through the world. Too many people don't have enough love, man. You can see it. You can feel it. All the hate comes from someone that wasn't loved. When someone's full of hate, it's because they're just given what they were given, which was hate in return. And then when they think, why would my dad treat me like that? There's, when someone loved one, like, why would my father, when someone's mean to you that should have been loving to you, that hurt. That's resentment sometimes towards society as a whole. When someone's mother's mean to them, sometimes they resent women. You know what I mean? These are just tragic psychological psyop traps that people get caught in because of previous trauma. This is why I don't necessarily think therapy is for everybody, and the way they do therapy is not for everyone. But maybe finding, someone that doesn't do drugs, someone that does it through verbal connection, but finding someone to talk to that can kind of help you organize your thoughts and get out of an old way of thinking, I think is important. I think that can help. If you have a reoccurring process in your brain you can't get out of, therapy, I did therapy, folks. I really did, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I went through many a therapist. It didn't work. I remember my first time at anger. I went to anger management when I was 23 or 24. I remember after 7 sessions, I sat there alone in the room. She came. She said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm kind of angry." She said, "Why?" I said, "Because you're late. And your lateness is making me a bit angry." Obviously, that session didn't go so well. And we didn't continue. Then I got another one. She was a younger woman. It lasted 3 or 4 times. Then I got another dude. Me and my wife went together or something. And when I was younger, it felt like he was writing something down. Then he said, "That's interesting." I don't know. It was weird. He just sat there quietly. He didn't really, after weeks, I was like, okay, where we're at, man. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's like 4 or 5 more that I can't remember. Ended it with one guy during COVID that just gave me about, 4 or 5 months of his time. And I think that's kind of all I needed. And he said a couple things that changed my perspective on life and helped me realize what I had was amazing. And that my relationship with my father was better than anything I could ever dream for. And it was me that was turning it into something bad. I was trying to get something out of somebody that didn't have maybe that ability. Anyway, my whole point is therapy may help you in some way. I don't like to talk about it much of the channel. I don't get into it because I also think there's some things about therapy that are bad. Like they get you to think certain things, they label you, and next thing you know, you're on pills. And I think it can go the other way too as well. I think you got to be really careful with medications. But again, that's just me. You do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a doctor. And if you have any of those crazy thoughts, please call, the local areas or people, reach out. Reach out. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Bit of a double bottom here. Still fighting on this small time frame. Look at this insanity on the 1 minute time frame. Chop City, baby. Chop City. Trying to round it out. Whole div fighting it. Rejection at 64.8. $15-minute made a beautiful tweezer bottom, getting absolutely slaughtered. I'm going to look at one more time here. What are we seeing here on this? I mean, that's really what it comes down to, isn't it? Just like this. Something like that. 67.5. You got to get a bounce there, folks. So we made the king head. Bart Simpson took, and again, the weekend pump gave it all back on Monday. It happens all the time. I don't know. I have to be honest. I mean, as we said before, it looks like a head and shoulder pattern that's just getting started. Maybe what I call a head short right now, where you short somewhere up in there and get ready. This could be dumping further down. Not in love with what I'm seeing right now. On the 1 minute, just keeps fighting to stay alive, but it looks like to me like it's about to roll over. We had all session to make some type of bounce. We didn't get it. Same time, I'll be honest, I got mixed signals. My strategy tells me it's more bearish shoulder head, it's more bearish than bullish. Likely going down to 64 or 63.3. And then Bookmap also has red below us. If nothing else, this says going down. I'm going to do nothing. Let price action find its way. My bigger trades are usually Monday night anyway. I'm never that crazy on Monday afternoon, but you never know. I'll keep you up to date inside the trading group. Go to cryptolifer.com to stay up to date with me every single moment throughout the trading group. God bless everybody. If you're not sure what's happening, you're in the group, and you don't see a post, please go to the link and watch this update, and you can kind of see what I'm saying here, because we have updates throughout the entire description, and you can click on it, anything you need. You said thoughts on ADA. I mean, it's Cardano, man. Like, it's going to follow Bitcoin. It's really simple stuff. Like, the bigger coins from back in the day are going to follow Bitcoin. Cardano is just like XRP or anything else. Like, you buy it, it's very low on the weekly 200. I mean, if you believe in it, you buy more of it and you hold it for years to come. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Keeps dumping, though, and it looks like it's in a bear flag on the 3-day chart. You know, the founder, Charles, I love him, as much as I love him, like, when you don't have nothing else to say, I love Charles. He's awesome. I've been in Cardano for a long time. I'm like a huge guy that likes to support. I'm also a realist that understands when things aren't doing the do. What I will tell you is you're very far. The 21th and the 200 are far apart. You got some bull div here. I don't know, man. It looks like you're going to go lower, though. Is Cardano over? I've moved on personally. I don't invest a lot of intellectual data into the chain. You don't see me going over it every day. Could it become something bigger? Maybe. Do I hold some? Yeah. But is it, do I, who knows? After years and years and years, for 2017, it's the same price it was in 2017. We're talking 8 years ago. 15 cents. Like, that's sad, man. All right. Anyway, I'm moving on. We sat there for a while today and talked about a lot of different stuff. Thank you for that last super chat. That will be the last super chat. If another one comes in, I will likely not do it. I'm jumping on out of here for the day. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Be careful. It's low volume July, especially towards the end now. Get into this choppy August. I got my Bitcoin tie on. I believe anything could happen. I believe in you. Remember, you're the opportunity. You could start a business today that has nothing to do with crypto. Then crypto could dump in 2 years. You could buy the best prices possible. You got to start believing you're the opportunity. I'm just going to teach you how to trade at the right time. When the market's right, you're going to have the skills to need. It's like I'm a fisherman. I'm teaching you how to fish. Just because we're not catching fish every single day doesn't mean you can't use the skills I'm teaching you today to catch fish at another time. Focus, learn from me, and show up every day disciplined. I love you. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notification. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing, baby. Let's go. Crypto is life. I love you. Believe in yourself. You can, you will. You are the best. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the comments. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. God bless. Thank you.